Riedling Regency Meat Packers is recalling several beef products because they may contain E. coli. The beef came from Ontario, Canada, and was exported to several U.S. states, including Pennsylvania.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture is warning people about ground beef that may be contaminated with E. coli. The beef was sold in 1-pound vacuum-packed packages labeled Organic Rancher Organic Ground Beef.
If you're over 50, one mistake at the grocery store could mean more than a bad purchase. It could mean serious illness. Imagine grabbing a package of chicken only to find out later it sat at unsafe temperatures for hours. No one mentioned it. This isn't rare. Inspections show that some of America's biggest grocery chains have been caught leaving expired products on shelves, relabeling aging meat, and hiding recalls. Stay with me, because the names on this list will surprise you, and I'll show you where the greatest risks really are.
Consider the fact that our country throws out an estimated $165 billion worth of food every year. Much of it still perfectly good, according to a recent study.
Shopping for a healthy meal, single mom Defame Bourgeois is at the food bank, looking for affordable groceries just past their prime.
That's the idea behind a new grocery store that will open in June. It's called the Daily Table, and it will sell deeply discounted foods that have recently reached their expiration date.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
Ground beef products that may be contaminated. The government has issued an alert about meat from the Greater Omaha Packing Company. Some of it has tested positive for E. coli. The beef was produced last month with a freeze-by date of yesterday.
Some of the products include ShopRite hamburgers and Landis brand beef patties. We have a complete list of the affected products and their produced on dates on kdka.com/recalls.
Imagine walking into a brightly lit grocery store, shelves lined neatly, music playing softly overhead. It feels routine, even calm. Yet hidden in that calm is the same kind of risk you'd expect in a minefield. Threats invisible, but waiting for the wrong step. The aisles don't look dangerous. The dairy section doesn't shout a warning, but for shoppers over 50, every unnoticed crack in how food is handled can carry the weight of a direct hit to their health. Many big-name stores, from budget outlets to premium chains, fail in ways the shopper never sees.
So what if it's a day or two old or 3 days past due? It's still very much edible. I think we can lift this.
Bourgeois is exactly the customer Doug Rao is looking
A lot
for.
of food out there that is wholesome and healthy, that is just being disposed.
Rao says he'll offer fresh produce,
This is what I'm looking for, used either as ingredients or to be able to sell.
perfectly good dairy. This summer, the former president of Trader Joe's will open a new grocery store that sells expired food for pennies on the dollar.
Freezers break down but aren't fixed quickly. Milk weeks past its expiration date stays stocked because pulling it hurts sales numbers. Meat sits at temperatures that let bacteria multiply long before you even pick up the package. All of it looks fine because the surface is controlled and polished. But inspectors consistently report what customers would never suspect: gaps in the very systems designed to protect them. Consider how you'd handle ammunition on a warship. It might look safe sitting out under the sun, but every degree it overheats. Every minute it sits exposed increases the risk of failure when it matters most.
There's a fat-free milk.
And most other grocery store products at deep, deep discounts.
Grocers receive a lot of product that is perfectly sound, that has what's called a sell-by date or a best-by date. They pull that off the shelf right at the day. Some do it several days before.
Meat left unrefrigerated in transit is the same kind of time bomb. The exterior may seem fine when it reaches the store, but the danger is already inside, multiplying quietly and waiting for a chance to strike the person who buys it. This is where discount chains like Dollar Tree and Family Dollar enter the picture. These stores often purchase rejected lots or surplus goods from higher-end suppliers. Nothing about the label explains that the gallon of milk in your cart has traveled farther than some military deployments. It might switch trucks multiple times, loaded and unloaded through warehouses that aren't designed for long-term refrigeration, before it even arrives on the shelf. By the time you see it, the product has lived through a journey that dramatically increases its risk profile. That's not a buying strategy. It's a gamble where you're the one carrying the cost. And the problem isn't confined to discount chains. Safeway has faced repeated findings of expired dairy sitting for sale, dairy that in some cases was weeks past the date printed clearly on the packaging. At Kroger, reports show meat being taken out right at the edge of expiration and simply repackaged with a new label like nothing happened. To an unsuspecting shopper, everything looks as it should. Yet inside those packages, bacteria like listeria or salmonella are already primed to spread, invisible but ready to do real damage. For someone under 30, a brush with contaminated food might mean a rough couple of days. For someone past 50, the same bacteria can hit like a direct assault. Our immune defenses weaken over time. What once was discomfort can shift into a hospital stay, even a life-threatening infection. Listeria alone has a death rate measured in double digits for older adults. E. coli doesn't just lead to stomach pain, it can damage kidneys permanently, and recovery is never guaranteed. These risks grow each year past the age of 50, which makes every crack in food safety standards more severe, more unforgiving. And this isn't an occasional slip by a careless manager. Think of a defense perimeter around a base where weak points aren't corrected, where security blind spots stack over time. That's what national audits suggest. Systemic failure, not random mistakes. Stores that cut corners in refrigeration often cut corners in sanitation. Expired goods left in one aisle often mean lax practices in every aisle. Government audits found more than 60% of Dollar Tree locations reviewed didn't meet food safety requirements at all. That's not a margin of error. That's a warning flare fired into the sky. What this proves is simple. The hazards aren't hypothetical. They're built into the way certain chains operate. And the next time you're choosing between products with perfectly printed labels, remember this. Those labels and market-friendly claims often act like camouflage, hiding weak supply chains and questionable practices. In the next part, we'll look at how this packaging disguises real danger and what steps you can take to fight back. The danger isn't just in what you see neatly stacked on shelves, it's in the gaps of information, the things stores never mention. For anyone past 50, that silence carries sharper risks because the margin for error has narrowed. Food safety failures that younger shoppers can overcome can land older adults in a hospital bed. That's why choosing where to buy matters as much as what to buy. Local butchers, farmers markets, and food co-ops show their supply chain openly. In those spaces, trust comes built in. The battlefield sits in cold aisles and mislabeled packaging. Precision is your best defense.